Okay, so sorry for like being mostly like washed out, but then also really in shadow. I just realized that I accidentally deleted my intro. But anyway, today's video idea, I was watching Danny Slava. I don't know how to say her YouTube name, but she, excuse me, I need to take a drink. She made a video called "Bored in the House Makeup Tutorial," and like the whole thing was, bored in the house. I'm in the horse. I'm bored in the house. I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house. I'm in the house bored. Like that stupid TikTok thing. She did a makeup video based on that, and I kind of like stole the idea. So that's what this whole thing is today. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. I very much greatly would appreciate it. Also, I don't remember if the intro was talking about this or not before I accidentally deleted it to free up space on my phone. But one, it's super windy at my house, so if you guys hear that in the background, I am sorry. Two, I'm not a makeup artist. I've never, ever claimed to be. I need to move away from this light. And then three, I use natural lighting like this. I only have like one lamp in my room, and it doesn't really do much, and I find that in the other videos that I have had it in, it's very distracting. So I didn't have it on, so this video is like kind of dark, and I didn't mean for it to be. But yeah, this is the look that we came up with. I think it looks better in the darker lighting. But anyway, if you guys enjoy it, please don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. I promise, hopefully there won't be any more intros like this. But yeah, with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prime, and I'm going to use my normal primer. This is powder, not primer. I'm going to use my Poreless Putty Primer from e.l.f. This one, look at how much of it I've used. I've actually like hit pan in it. So I'm just going to scoop some of that out, and I kind of like dot this everywhere. I use a lot just because I want to make sure my whole face is covered. You don't have to use this much. It's a poreless primer. I probably shouldn't put it on like my forehead and on my chin, but sometimes I feel like my whole face is just a giant pore. I also apologize if you can hear the wind outside. It's very, very stormy here right now where I'm living, but like the lighting is actually really nice for right now. And then I'm also going to use some of my Luminous Putty Primer from e.l.f. Again, I like e.l.f.'s primers a lot. And just kind of put that also everywhere. You know, I don't know why I'm doing this because, like I said, I just took a shower. I just cleaned my face. And now I'm going to have to do it again later. But I'm really bored because it's only noon here. And I am stupid bored. I don't like being bored like this. I've been awake since 7. Between 7 and... No, it was right around 7 because my mom was at work still. So like I've been awake since 7 o'clock this morning. I'm so bored. God. I don't know why I bring it down my neck, but I do. I'm going to wet my sponge really quick. This is that ColourPop sponge I was showing you guys in my last video. Look at how tiny this is. Dry compared to my Shop Miss A one. That is insanity. Actual insanity. Okay, so I just dampened that sponge. It did grow slightly, but not a whole lot. And then for foundation, I'm going to use... I don't want to use Anastasia today. Okay. So I'm going to use my Believe Beauty foundation. This is $5 from Dollar General in the shade Linen. Basically, it's like one of the 2 palest shades you can get. It's either the palest or the second palest, because I bought the 2 lightest shades when I bought this. And then I just kind of apply it here. I know I do my makeup weird. I'm sorry. I've never claimed to be a makeup artist. If you guys are new, I forgot to do my whole spiel at the beginning of this video. I'm not a makeup artist. I have never claimed to be. I probably never will be. How I apply my cosmetics and stuff is how I apply it. I need a mirror. And I think I put all my highlighters away. Shoot. Okay, so I'm just going to use my mirror that's in this Marc Jacobs bronzer. I found this at TJ Maxx for like $10. I was so excited. This sponge is worthless for a foundation. Actually worthless. Anyway, what have you guys been doing during quarantine? Because I've made a whole bunch of ear warmers. I've read probably 50 books. I've watched easily over 1,000 YouTube videos. I kid you not. It's like I go to work and then I come home and I'm either crocheting, I'm reading, or I'm watching YouTube videos. Sometimes if I'm crocheting, I can watch a YouTube video or listen to a YouTube video and still crochet. I have watched every single, except like the last one, just because I don't want it to be over yet. What the fudge? I've watched every single, or listened to every single double cleanse podcast video, or podcast, you know what I mean. I've listened to all of those on Spotify. Okay. And now I'm like really super bored and I don't know what else to do. For concealer, I'm going to use one that I haven't used in a while. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect concealer in the shade, I think it's Porcelain 100 Pure Ivory. Then I'm just going to put like a little bit here and here. And I find that like I like putting it right there on my cheekbone because it kind of like highlights before the highlight, if that makes any sort of sense. So I put this where I like to highlight, which you shouldn't really highlight with concealer, I don't think, but I like to. And it's not like I'm using a whole heap. Like, I've only dipped in once with that doe foot. But yeah, so that's where I put, you guys even see? Probably not because I'm so pale. What did that say? Okay, sorry, I had to figure out the storage situation because my phone almost ran out of space, because I have too many photos on my phone, apparently. But now I'm just going to take that ColourPop sponge and kind of just blend out that concealer. Oopsies. If the lighting changes, I am really, really sorry. Like I said, it's pretty cloudy out today. Like, I really just need to buy a ring light, but they're $50. And like, yeah, I realize that's not that much money, but I'm trying not to spend money right now. I know that's hard to believe because I keep buying more makeup, but I'm actually, like, I haven't bought that much makeup in a while for me. So, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. You can agree to, disagree with that statement, that's okay, but for me, I've done pretty well. Okay. So there's that. I'm gonna, like, zoom you guys in ever so slightly. and see if that helps a little bit. And then what I want to do is take, I don't want to have to get up because like I'm sitting in a camping chair on carpet. It doesn't want to slide backwards, so I couldn't even scoot forward. I had to pull the table to me, and if I push the table back, I'm scared I'm going to knock everything over. But I think I might have to. So, bear with me one moment. Okay, so all I did was I just grabbed, because I want to use up some of my products, so I'm going to use my Coty Airspun powder and use that to set under my eyes and all over my face. This is a very scented product. However, it's really affordable. Like, and by affordable, I mean almost like dirt cheap. And it's really good for, like, if you want to bake, it's a good baking powder. And it's only like $6 at Target and Walmart. So I like it. For that reason, I just took some powder on my sponge and I'm going to tap off the excess on my wrist and kind of just pat that. You guys can't even see what I'm doing because I can't see what I'm doing. Just pat that under my eye like that. I don't know if you guys can see a difference or not, but that's kind of what I've been doing recently with like loose powders. Is I dip the powder or the sponge in powder, tap off, and then kind of just pat it in there like that. Now this powder is very mattifying also, and so I'm just gonna take it and put it in my T-zone. I'm gonna use the other side though because this is ridiculous. And just kind of pat that in my T-zone area. Can you guys hear the wind? Is it like really windy where you guys are at? 'Cause, I mean, last time it was windy like this. I think when I'm done filming this, I might plug my phone in to charge. Why are you not covered up, you stupid ass? Sit. The last time it was windy like this, we lost power. Awesome. Not really, but whatever. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I gotta set the rest of my face because I like to set my face and then be done with it. I'm just gonna use this ColourPop F28 brush. I think this is the Stone Cold Fox collection. I don't know. I have like all of my ColourPop face brushes mixed in with the rest of my face brushes over here. And then I have like my ColourPop eye brushes set as like in a separate container from my other eye brushes. So I put some powder on my brush, but I also like tapped off any excess, and I'm just gonna like begin the dusting application, because if you want to set your face, that's fine, but especially with a powder like this, Coty Airspun is really thick. A lot of like drag queens use it because it's also basically bulletproof. Like once it's on, your makeup better not be going anywhere, darling. Anywhere. Okay, so there's that. This is a really nice like fluffy brush because it's like, let's see, this is gonna be weird, but it's super wiggly, and so like it brushes on really nicely. Okay, what time am I at? I can't tell. 5 minutes, I think. I'm gonna do my brows really quick as well. I'm sorry if you guys are like bored with this. I really am. I just didn't know what else to do because I also don't want to be bored. Because literally, let me tell you what. Since quarantine has happened, between like December of last year and when quarantine happened, I have made probably over like almost 100 ear warmers, right? And by ear warmers, I definitely do mean like crocheted ear warmers. So like they sit for your ears and then like this, not ear muffs, but ear warmers, like a headband type thing. I've made over 100 of them, like close to 100, if not more, right? And I'm so bored with making them, but I also hate making really anything longer than a scarf, and even scarves sometimes push it too far because the stitches get boring after a while, right? They get so boring because you're doing this exact same thing over and over and over and over and over again. It's kind of like beating a dead horse, and I'm so sick of it. I don't know what else to do. I'm so bored. I've read so many books. I listen, like I said, I've listened to the podcasts. I'm filming more because I am so bored. This is my AOA Studio pencil for the eyebrows. It's got like that triangular tip on it if you like that. What are some new, okay, let's talk about it. Like, what are some new makeup releases that you guys are interested in? Oh shoot. Leslie, like, what are you interested in? Kat, I think her name is like Kat the Glamour. I can't remember 100%. I'm really sorry. But, like, what are you interested in? Like, what are you guys interested in makeup-wise? Like, releases. The one that's catching my eye is the, Kylie the Grinch one. I'm really interested in that. But I don't have enough money for it because it's probably going to be a lot of money. Shanna doesn't have a lot of money. Not with Christmas shopping coming up. Heck no. Trying to sell those ear warmers so I can have some extra Christmas money. Okay, so there are my brows. I'm just going to run my spoolie through them again really quick. Just to make them a little bit more fluffy. Okay, so there's that. This is going to be such a long video. I'm so sorry. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use my Hourglass palette. I'm going to use these two powder shades in here just to like give me more luminosity, because this thing is overpriced. It is so overpriced because here's the thing, Hourglass products are stunning, but look at let me find like a small ish brush to show you guys. So this isn't even meant for that, but this is the ColourPop F30 brush. Look at how small that brush is, right? Like, this would actually be really good for bronzing. Maybe I won't use that brush. But look at, if I try and stick, like, my powder brush in there, baby, it's not happening without, like, hitting the highlighter and the bronzer and stuff. And I'm trying not to do that, yeah. This is like a foundation brush that's really dense. I just need a small powder brush. Wow. You know what? I'm just gonna use this one. This one's an F31. It's probably meant for contour, but it's tiny. It fits in the pans, so I'm just gonna use this and like try and add some luminosity back in my skin. It is so dark in my room right now. Can you guys see how dark it is? Like, it's literally, I'm not even sure, is this video, like, can you guys see color in this? These last couple of times I've filmed, it's been like this. which is really frustrating. Yeah, can you guys see, like, it's the luminosity that this gives back to your skin? So it should be a nice nose contour brush, but I'm gonna go back in with the big boy. I can't do this. This is insane. Okay, so there's that, and then I'm bound and determined to get my money's worth out of this thing. That's why I keep using it. What do I want to do next? Will this be a good brush for, like, this action? Because I kind of just want a bronze, but I'm going to go in with my tried and true. This, if you guys get, like, one Morphe brush out of all of, like, 2 Morphe brushes I actually think are really, really worth it, are this M451 brush. It's like a rounded foundation brush. It's super dense, which I really like. And then whatever this one is. This is the M527 brush. I love this for bronzing. Do you see how, like, used it is and how dirty it is? It's literally my favorite bronzing brush. I love it so much because it's so fluffy. It distributes the product really well. So I'm just gonna swirl it in my Marc Jacobs bronzer and just kind of bronze and just bring it on my nose a little bit. Bronze on my cheeks and on my forehead ever so slightly. Wow, that bronzer's really pigmented. And then just kind of bronze my neck a little bit. That is actually really nice. That's actually super nice. But I kind of want to use my Hourglass one too. So, what are we going to do? Okay, I'm going to take this ColourPop F20 brush. This is what it looks like. I've used this for bronzing before. It's just not as nice as the Morphe one. And I'm going to dip into the bronzing shade in here, which is this one here. And just kind of like buff that on top of where we bronzed on the cheeks slightly. So can you see the sheen that gives? I love sheeny bronzers. I love them. And just kind of like swirl that on top. Like that. And then blush. Actually, blushes I've been loving in general right now are the ones in, I've talked about this before, but the Tarteist Pro Glow palette. This is actually stunning for blush. It's so pretty. What time am I at? Holy. Okay, I thought that's in 16 minutes. I was like, crap, Shanna, you talk too much. This is actually stunning for blushes. It's not really a highlighting palette. I mean, I guess it, depending on your skin tone, it's either going to be an all blush palette or an all like pinky highlight palette, because the only highlighter I can use in here is this top one right here. The rest of these are all blushes. I think the only blush in here that if you have any sort of a deeper complexion you could use would be this one right here, which I also really like to use. I just kind of mix it in with other ones. So I'm going to use this top shade and the one right underneath it, and I'm going to mix those together. The one thing I would say is that it is very fallouty, like there's a lot of kick up. And I'm just gonna like tap this on my cheekbones. Well, not really on my cheekbones, but like back here. So just, ooh, that's a bit much. Oh well, we'll fix it later. I'm going to tell you guys how much I love this Tarte palette. I'm gonna put it in an end of the year favorites video. I love how I treat blush like highlight. I used to never wear blush ever because I hated it, like how red my face is anyway almost, and then I thought that this emphasized it, but I like sheeny blushes. I actually just made myself look like Rudolph. Whoops. Where's my powder brush? Shit. Whoopsies. Okay, so there's that. And then what do I want to do? I don't know. Do I dare attempt to bake? I think I might bake just a little bit. Robert Welsh, don't watch this, because you will hate me forever. I'm just going to take that same sponge, and I'm just going to, like, dip the flat side in powder, and then just right under that. Do I look more snatched yet? Okay, I might try and bake my nose a little bit, but not heavy. Like, just a little bit on the sides. Like that. And then I'm going to let that sit for a minute while I think about highlighter, because I have a couple. And actually, what I think I might do is take this brush right here. I'm gonna set or spray it with some of this like dewy, make it dewy spray from Milani. This is not a good setting spray. This is like oil in a jar, so it's not good for that. However, for like wetting your eye brushes or what and stuff, it's amazing. And then I'm gonna go in with the strobe highlighter in my Hourglass palette and just like kind of put that on there. Bam. A little bit like that. I need to quit talking so much, Jesus. And then what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to go into my ColourPop The Real Thing highlighter right here and just swirl that around and then just kind of put it on top for a little extra blindingness. Because I like to blind, I'm also going to put it a little bit above my eyebrow just to like, because that's where the light hits. So like, bam. Okay, so there's that. Okay, we're gonna wipe off the bake really quick and then we're gonna get started on the eyes. Why don't, because I always slouch, that's what I do. So wipe off, have bake, and normally you guys know I don't bake, but like, I like how it looks sometimes. Only sometimes though, not very often. And there. Okay, and then I also already did put on eye primer, and today I think I want to be a little bit ballsy. Actually, a lot ballsy. Because we're gonna be playing with this. Scared yet? Yeah, I'm slightly terrified. I already put on eye primer. It's the Shop Alter Ego primer. And what I'm debating is, do I dare put like powder under my eyes a little bit, maybe? Just in case I have any fallout. I think I might just put a little bit, like not pressing it down or anything, literally just setting it there, although that did just cover up all my highlight. Dang it. We'll re-highlight. Okay. So, let's go. The first shade I'm going to go in with, I'm going to use a fluffy brush. I'm going to go in with Dawn. I can't really see. So Dawn is this color right here. It's the second one on the top row. I'm just going to like dab this brush in. Ooh, that's really dusty. And I'm just gonna like dust this in to my crease. Can you see it? I don't know if that's really visible, but it is there. Do that to my other eye really quick. And that is just going to be my transition shade. And then the color I want to use next is Access. So this shade right here. And I'm going to use a slightly smaller but still fluffy brush like this one. Just dip that in there. And then I'm just gonna buff this also into the crease, but just ever so gently. I basically just want to lay color down and like kind of buff it in. If it doesn't buff in all the way, that's okay, because we can take another fluffy brush and just go in and blend it out. So do you see how that just added like a nice little pop of dimension? I almost said dementia. Not funny, but just do the same thing. For anybody who doubts how close I hold this mirror to my face, like if anybody doubts the fact when I say I cannot see, if I hold this where I actually need to be able to like blend, I'm hitting the mirror. So it's like very difficult for me to do this sometimes. That one I brought in a little bit too close to the inner corner, but we can probably fix it with shimmer later. Okay, I'm just going to take that brush that we had earlier that we put Dawn on, and I'm just going to blend that color out. And just start flicking the shade out to the outer corner. Like that. I put on a lip oil because my lips are so dry. Then for the outer corner, the absolute outer corner, I want to use Alston Untamed, which is the shade right here. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one over on the second row. And I'm just going to take this Alter Ego number 4 brush. It's like this. Just tap that on there. Did I stop recording? I don't think so. And I'm just gonna, what side did I put that product on? Just gonna like tap ever so gently onto the lid. Like that. I think the key to with this palette is to blend, but not to blend too much, because otherwise the colors will muddy slightly. So this is almost a palette where you have to have harsher lines, and if you don't like that, you're not going to like this. Well, I guess this palette's technically been discontinued. I wish they'd bring it back. But the Sigma Untamed one, from what I can see, is very similar. I'm just going to go in with the side of that brush into that same color, tap off, and just kind of buff it in a little bit and kind of flick that color out like that. Just a smidgen bit. Like that. Okay, and then what's left, I'm actually going to save that brush for a minute. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to tap on electric, which is this color right here. It's the second one over on the bottom. Wow, that is really creamy. I'm going to tap that over the rest of my lid just to add some sparkle, because I like sparkle. And then do you see how you can still see like the other colors that are in there? It's really nice. We might just have to blend in a bit more of that one shade. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to just take the brush that we put the Axis shade on, and I'm just gonna like just blend on top of electric to kind of add back in some of that other color. Not a lot, just a little bit so that it wasn't lost. And then I'm going to take my, do I want to do a brown? Or I think I'm going to take my ColourPop cream gel liner in the shade Sunnyvale. I really need to quit talking, and just run that through my lash line really quick, just to add a little bit more depth. I don't want to do a black liner today. I feel like it's getting progressively darker. Probably because it is, but there's nothing I can do about it because it's just getting darker outside. And then I'm going to take a very small pencil brush and smudge out that liner. Like that. And then go back in with the Untamed color on that same brush and just smoke out the lash line. Like that. Oh wow, that's really pretty. Okay. Okay, so I did put on mascara off camera. I also wiped off the extra powder. And the last thing I want to do is my lips. So I'm going to wipe off with a lip oil. And I actually already know what color I'm going to do. I want to do a more cool toned color just because this is not really warm toned necessarily. But I think it would match better. So I'm going to use my Milani, I think this was the shade Shoop. Yeah, it's the Shoop lip liner. It came in the salt and pepper lip kit thing that they did. I'm also going to go grab the matching lipstick really quick. But yeah, so I'm just going to put my Shoop lip liner as soon as I find what I did with it again. What did I do with it? For real. How did I lose it? I got up for 2 seconds. That's the red one. Really? Well, bugger balls. I actually... Dang it. You know what? Whatever. We're just going to use the lipstick in the shade Shoop. I can't find the lip liner. I don't know what happened to it in the 2.2 seconds I stood to get up. I think there's like a makeup monster that comes up here and steals my stuff, but I can't prove it. But this is like a lovely cool toned brown color. It is cool tone brown, but it's not so cool toned that it looks gray on me, which is something I find can and does happen with certain lip products if I'm not careful about what shade I'm using. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my ColourPop Luxe lip oil and kind of slap some on to make it a bit more bossy in effect. But yeah, that's it, you guys. That is today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please do not forget to subscribe and give this a thumbs up. I would very much greatly appreciate it. I'm quite frustrated that I lost that lip liner literally in 2 seconds that it took me to stand up to go get that lipstick. But anyway, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. I would very much greatly appreciate it. And yeah, with that being said, I am really sorry about how dark this video is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you all in my next one. Bye!